Everyone.
Good
Good
evening, ma'am.
evening, ma'am. Good evening.
Good evening, ma'am.
Man.
Am I audible to you all?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
yes,
Yes,
you
ma'am.
are.
Archana ma'am, you're not audible to me.
Hello. Yes, ma'am. Am I audible, ma'am?
We cannot hear anyone's voice.
Am I audible, ma'am?
Are you there?
Yes, Archana, ma'am, you're audible.
Aarti Sharma. Yeah, ma'am, your voice is not audible to me.
Uh, yes, ma'am, I'm there. Ashwini, ma'am, can you
I'll
hear me?
just refresh and join again.
Hello, can you hear me? Ashwini, ma'am. Okay.
Hello, Aarti, ma'am. Am I audible?
Yeah. Archana, ma'am, you are audible. Do not
Okay,
worry.
thanks.
Good evening. Am I audible now?
Yes, ma'am.
Good.
You're audible now.
All right. We'll wait for 2-3 more minutes. Aarti ma'am, Nagrani ma'am, for our teachers to join in as the participants are very less right now. Till then, Aarti ma'am, please cross-check with the students who were going to join today. Okay, great. Thank you.
Yeah, yeah. I will. Parth, are you there?
Yes, ma'am. I'm there.
Pranjal?
Ramji.
Yeah, ma'am, I'm here.
Yeah. Tehseen? Tehseen? Okay. Pranamaya? Okay, we are waiting for Pranamaya and Tehseen. Shireen, ma'am, if you can help me. Yes, ma'am.
All right, teachers, till everyone join in, I would like to start today's session just by sharing today's topic. It's 101st session of CC Friday, that is 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. I request everyone to please switch on your cameras. I'm having some network issue, that's why my camera is not getting switched on, but it will shortly open. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I'll just thank to Aarti ma'am and Nagrani ma'am for today's session. They have taken lots of efforts for today's session and we are looking forward to it. I'll just read out the ground rules for today for you all. Be attentive throughout the session. Keep the camera on whenever possible. At the end of the session, we'll be asked a couple of questions through a feedback form. Please fill the feedback form. Credits will be given on the basis of feedback form and Q&A is on. You can ask the questions through Q&A whenever you have any doubt. also. You can ask anonymously, not by your name. You can ask anonymously. And yes, this session is not compulsory, but yes, it's quite interesting session. I know. As always, Nagarani ma'am and Aarti ma'am will be doing it. So I guess without wasting time, let's start. Aarti ma'am, Nagarani ma'am.
Yeah, thank you so much, Ashwini ma'am, for giving us this Shagun wala session. 101. So
Right, right.
yeah, Shagun ka session. Thank you so much. We'll proceed, but I just wanted to confirm once more if Pranamay and Tehseen, are you there?
They've joined, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you so much. Okay. I'm just sharing my screen. Let me know if it is visible to you all. Okay. Thank you. All right. So now what I'm going to do is you all must be sitting with your cup of tea or glass of water. So I'm going to share this video to you all. I would want you all to observe this video carefully. Okay. And after observing this video, I would like you all to share of a time when you worked within a team and collaborated with someone, and what made that successful experience for you, or whether that teamwork was challenging for you, to just share in the chat just after watching this video. Okay. All right. So I'm going to play my video. Just let me know if the voice is audible or not.
When geese migrate, they form
Is it audible?
Yes, it is audible.
Yes, ma'am.
a surprising source. When geese migrate, they form a V shape. Whilst it looks pretty, it also has some important functions in terms of working as a group. When flying in a V formation, each member of the team creates an uplift for the team member behind. This team effort makes the flight of the whole group more efficient. If a goose breaks free from the V shape, it will immediately have to make more effort to keep up. So working in a team towards the same destination means less effort needs to be made as an individual. And the same goose doesn't always lead the V shape. Leadership rotates, so that the burden of flying in front is shared. Again, this makes the whole flock more efficient. The geese flying behind encourage the front geese to keep up their speed by honking. This communication affects the whole team, and their positive feedback makes the whole team more successful. Lastly, if a goose gets sick and falls out of formation, 2 others will stay with it until it is well enough to join another flock. The team cares for one another, as a loss to the flock is a loss for all of them. So, to recap.
All right. So I want you all to reflect here and let me know that ever any of teamwork had come across, you have been doing, and you have come to feel like it was a successful teamwork, or you find some challenges. You may all share. Feel free to share in the chat box. I'm waiting for the response.
And all we want is here only any one of the tasks that you have completed with your team that you remember. So that is what we're looking out for here, the answers as.
Okay. We are still waiting for the response. There is no response.
We got the first one, Aarti ma'am, that is Eliza ma'am, doing activities together, looking out for each other, okay?
Okay, events at school, Katha, Nadrup, great.
Shilpa ma'am, thank you very much. So Shehnaz ma'am has also written something. She said that great work on projects. Let's connect with, let's
Okay.
Act Summit. Yes.
Yes. Amazing, amazing. So can we guess what is today's session is about? Anybody can unmute and say.
Teamwork?
Yeah,
Team.
you're very close to it. Teamwork.
Collaboration.
Yes.
Collaboration.
Yes. That also comes under this
Working in
umbrella.
tandem.
Yes,
Working in tandem.
correct. This also comes in that umbrella.
Synergy.
Yes, ma'am.
Synergize, yes.
1 plus 1 is not 2, it's 11.
Yeah.
Shilpa ma'am, absolutely right. 1 plus 1 is equal to 11. That is synergize. So
Sure.
that's the
This
answer
is
that we were looking out for. So today we are going to talk about the sixth habit, that is synergize. And by the end of this session, what we are looking at is we wanted to see how the understanding and the importance of working in a team. And at the same time, we wanted you all to remember an anchor which will remind you of the teamwork. So that is what we are have packed up in the entire session for you all. So now we have a talk show. So Aarti ma'am, yes.
what I feel always is nothing better than learning from experiences. And when you already have set examples in your team, in your culture, why not to learn from those experiences? And this time, since it's a teamwork, I would really appreciate to welcome team members of Katha and VCLF here, one after the another. But at the same moment, want to say, please do not get disappointed if some of the campuses event or any of the planning is not getting discussed. That doesn't mean the synergy is not there. Everyone in this team is doing that kind of execution every now and then. But we would like to hear from these young ones, students who were involved, who took responsibility on their shoulders and want to learn something from their experiences about today's synergy. Okay, so moving on, I would first like to welcome Team VCLF. Just have a glimpse what was the celebration of VCLF was about. Okay, Parth and Pranjal, I would welcome you over here along with Archana Rai, ma'am. Can you just quickly, briefly, in few 1 minute, tell us about VCLF? What is it? Yes.
Hello, Aarti ma'am and Nagrani ma'am. I'm Pranjal Kushwaha, the Vice Literary Head Girl of DPS Varanasi, and I was one of the core team members of VCLF. So VCLF is basically an annual event organized by DPS Varanasi. It's Varanasi Children's Literary Fest, where a number of storytellers come together to have sessions and workshops. And for this year's VCLF 4.0, our theme was Indigenous Sports, and we basically infused indigenous sports of India along with these storytelling and how each sport tells a different story and teaches us something different.
Okay, can we all welcome them with a big round of applause, team? Yes, Nandita ma'am has to say something. Yes, Nandita ma'am.
No, I'm sorry. It was just by mistake.
Okay. All right. So next, I would like to welcome the other team, which is our team Katha. But before we welcome them, let's have a glimpse of how Katha was.
are so excited for Katha Festival. I am scared and
All right, let's welcome with a big round of applause to the team members of Katha. That is Tehseen, Pranamay, Shireen ma'am, Nidhi ma'am, Pritika ma'am, Deepa ma'am. It is a big list because many of them were in the planning. And of course, the entire Varanasi team as well as the Nasik team taking part in it, even Sanila ma'am for planning SDG. So could anyone from Katha team would take a step ahead to tell us what is Katha, please? Yes, Tehseen.
Okay, so good evening, everyone. Good evening, Aarti ma'am. I'm Tehseen Pathan from Delhi Public School, Nasik. I was one of the team members at Katha. So, Katha is basically an annual cultural and literary event of DPS Nasik, where we invite various storytellers and eminent personalities to interact with our students. We have various games and stalls that impart learning as well. So, this year, our theme was Katha Bharat Ki, where we not only celebrated the history of India, but also the space history of India. We had Vikram Sarabhai Center's people coming here and telling our students about the story of Mr. Vikram Sarabhai. So it is basically an event which leads to people diving into stories of the world and India.
Okay, big round of applause again. So let me tell you about this talk show first. Till now, the level were easy. This was just the introduction level. As we move on, we're going to increase the level of questions, and we also have questions for the audience. So do not try to miss the connection.
So they have to stay tuned. So
Yeah,
they have to stay tuned in so that we have a lot of question coming in up for all of us actually.
Correct. So let's move to the first question. Nagrani ma'am, do you want like to ahead?
Yes, next slide. So this is for the students. The first, the entire team of Katha and VLCF. The first question is, what was the most challenging aspect of working together as a team for Katha or VCLF? And how did you manage to share the responsibilities effectively and to overcome it? Because it's not a small thing, right? So how did you all manage? So we will go with first Katha team and then VCLF team. So if you all are ready, any one of you could start.
Yes, Tehseen.
So, first of all, working together as a team, there are multiple ideas. We were bombarded with ideas. Some had the idea of haunted house, some had the idea of laser escape, some had the idea of inviting a puppeteer to Katha. So, first of all, it was managing those ideas and compacting them into one thing. So that was a tough task. So we decided to segregate each idea, and at various meetings, we decided to think about each one. And another thing was we had multiple stuff to divide amongst us. So what we had done was there were various people with various skill sets. So for example, we had Navni and Shreya as our decor heads. They were really good at that job. So we decided to give them that part. Then Pranamya and I handled the engagement and stalls and everything. And plus the teachers guided us a lot. So that basically helped us to work effectively as a team.
Great. Tehseen, it's amazing to hear such an mature terms at your end. While planning this PPT, also I came across a thought, or you may say quote, where it was written, ideas are very easy to generate, but what is most difficult is the execution task. And parking of ideas is a great skill to start with. Thank you for giving us this takeaway that whenever we are brainstorming, we must know how to park the ideas. Okay. Now we would like to listen from Team VCLF. Yes.
So one of the most challenging things for VCLF, as Tehseen also mentioned, was dividing tasks and delegating each role to each person. I think as a team, one of the most important thing is that you know what each member is handling because they all have different skill sets. And for VCLF particularly, we did not have very pre-planned roles for each member, but all of us came together and took each challenge as it came. So we eventually overcame this challenge.
Amazing. Now today I feel all the leaders must be thinking कि students are really showing the leadership quality over here. It's not easy to assign responsibility. It needs a lot of analysis behind it, like who is expert in what to be given. So giving this task is also a skill to somebody. So amazing to hear that from you all, and thank you for giving us these two key elements, that collaboration is very much important. We need to have a shared leadership understanding as well at the same time. Okay, let's move ahead. I will from now only give a disclaimer that the slide next is coming with a humorous ad, but the question to it is open to all the audience. Shall we go ahead, Nagrani ma'am, with the next slide? Yes.
Types of people in a meeting. The yes man, the one who pretends to know what's happening, the note taker, the fake note taker.
All right, Nagrani ma'am. Let's hear what audience has to say.
So the question is quite, evident here and everybody could see. So what was your most enjoyable role in any team or the work you executed till date?
This question is open to all.
All.
And
Anybody
we
can answer.
Need unmute answers as well, other than in the chat.
Ma'am, can you please repeat the question?
Okay, so the question is, what was the most enjoyable role in any team work you executed till date? Any most enjoyable role in a team?
Finding right person for the right task.
Finding right person for the right task. Okay, was it Shireen ma'am? Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it was.
Yes,
Shireen
yes.
ma'am.
Okay. Okay, thank you, ma'am, to start with the answers. The next one, and yes, so finding the right person for the right task is one of the answer. Vrunda, ma'am, you raised, you just...
Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir.
Yes, yes, please.
Once there was this social group where I was working with them, and I had taken the responsibility of finding the caterer, and that I had never done in my life. So, I found a caterer, we decided the menu, and that was quite fun because I'd never done it. I'd enjoyed it a lot.
Amazing. Amazing to know that. Okay. Come on, team.
We need some more answers. Now 125.
Yes, Archana Rai, ma'am.
Archana ma'am, yes.
You're on mute, ma'am.
Yeah, I also had somewhat the same experience where there was a tent wala bhaiya, and he used to come, and when I used to pick the call, he used to start with the statement, "Ha bhaiya." I mean, he used to address me as bhaiya, and then that was his punchline to start any conversation. "Ha bhaiya," and then he used to talk, and that was something I realized as when you are in a role, you have to take all kind of odd and even tasks which are thrown to you. So that was interesting.
Thank you for sharing that. It's really interesting because you find some people in your role wherein you feel like sometimes it goes towards humorous side also, and it goes towards the challenge side as well.
Exactly.
Yes, Pushpendra sir.
Namaste, Jai Hind, everyone. So I had a pretty good time coordinating with Sunanda ma'am, Shanaz ma'am, and obviously Sanila ma'am, along with Sakshi ma'am. Initially, I was a little bit held up because of my own lack of understanding. But I think these four are really amazing people to work along with that. So I'm not sure if any of those four are listening, but yeah, I mean, I had a great privilege to work along with them and really had a great time at Nashik. So team Nashik, big props to you all. Thank you all.
Okay, thank you so much, team, for sharing that. Okay, we'll
Types
move
of people
ahead
in a meeting.
in
The
the
young
presentation. The next question we have, Nagrani ma'am, would you like to pose this question?
Yes. So the next question is for the team members. So it is on positive reinforcement and the encouragement. Can you share one example of how encouraging each other led to a better solution or an idea during the planning of your event? Aarti ma'am, this question we would
Anybody can answer, whether it is a student or teacher feel like
teacher
to
from
answer
the
this, please.
teams, right? So
Yes.
Pranamya has raised a hand. So
This time I think yeah, Pranam, go ahead.
Jai Hind, ma'am. Good evening to all. So, the perspective, answering this was like when we were working in a team. So, taking perspective and ideas of all really helped us. So, on a question of how to approach the stall and other vendors, the stall vendors and all, initially we were very confused about that. That how should we pitch for the event and all. But our team members like Nidhi ma'am and Kamlesh sir came up with some great ideas for pitching for the event. Kamlesh sir even told me about some negotiating tips and tricks. So we sat together, we think of it, and then we made a good balance of both, and attracted a good crowd of good stall vendors for the team for the Katha.
Very good. It's amazing to hear from you, Pranamay. And just saying this line, wow, it's a good idea, is in itself a complete sentence for someone to gain confidence, and the team to work together. So reinforcement doesn't comes with too much of gifts and other aspects. What is important is how are we valuing it. So Pranamay, thank you for sharing that.
Thank you.
Love to hear from Achna ma'am as well. She has raised her hand. Yes. Archana ma'am.
Sorry, was it me? It was by mistake, ma'am. Sorry.
Okay. So from team VCLF. Yes, Parth.
Good evening and Jai Hind, everyone. I am Parth Mehrotra. I am the vice head boy at DPS Varanasi, and I was a core committee member at VCLF 4.0. One of the best examples could be was during the live performances in VCLF 4.0. There were so many moving parts like lighting, sound, and stage management all happening at the same time. If one person had tried to manage everything alone, it would have been impossible. But as a team and as encouraging each other, we worked in a perfect sync, and the audience loved the show. It was a proud moment to see how well we came together and how well we could manage it as a team and encourage each other.
Yes, giving a backhand support, when your friend is around and that you need someone and someone is around at the moment you need him. It's really boosting confidence. And thank you for bringing this thought over here, Parth. So the element reinforcement, encouragement, there are multiple ways to be given. But what is the thing is we have to keep a key in ourselves. It's always finding the better way to solve it, either being proactive about it, or you are encouraging someone's idea. Yes, Kalpana ma'am, you have to say something. Your hands are raised.
Yes, ma'am. I'm here to share my experience for the previous question as well as this one. I'm discussing about the last VCLF we had. So myself, along with my team members, that is the Department of English, we were asked to organize or conduct a skit from our groups as an inter-house competition, skit competition. So although we were standing against each other as a competitor, and still we used to motivate each other, saying that, okay, you need this for your skit, I will bring it, I have it. Or maybe guiding them, okay, don't worry. Until the last moment, we were just in a heavy way that it is still not prepared, the skit is not prepared, the children are not ready, the equipments are not there with us. How are we going to manage? That was the most enjoyable part, which was the last question. And the positive reinforcement, keep telling each and every one of us, okay, don't worry, we are there. If you are somewhere lagging, I'm there to help you. My friends who used to tell me, okay, Kalpana, don't worry, I'm there for you. So both the things worked simultaneously. This is how we learned, and we encourage each other with the positive reinforcement, and we both
I can
both
relate.
three of us secured the position also.
And
So that
Kalpana
was
ma'am,
wonderful experience.
this is also called as healthy competition, don't you feel? Yes.
It's
Because
healthy
And
combination.
we used to tell us each other, देखो हम लोगों को एक दूसरे से नहीं लड़ना है, हमें सिर्फ बच्चों को तैयार करना है, हमें लड़ना नहीं, हमें
Great.
We used to keep on saying to each other that हमें यहाँ पे लड़ना नहीं, हमें सिर्फ बच्चों को तैयार करना है. So that was the best part.
So your team becomes your family. Everyone is doing some or the other role
Correct.
of a family member over there. Correct. Yes,
Yes,
Shireen
sir.
ma'am has to say something. Yes, Shireen ma'am.
Yeah, Artima, I'd like to mention one thing. Jab we talk about encouragement, we generally talk about we encouraging each other or we encouraging student. But during this planning and execution of Katha, I feel a lot of encouragement has come from students, right?
Amazing,
When there was,
amazing.
इतना वो we were piled up with work and ये idea work करेगा नहीं करेगा. So these students, they used to come in there, ma'am, बहुत अच्छा idea है, it's amazing, this will
Yes.
work, what a good work you people are doing, amazing work. So हमको वहाँ पे energy मिलता था कि
I
if
can gaze
these
that.
Gen Zs are liking it, that means we are doing the right thing for them.
I can gaze that. You know, when someone is there for you is in itself a big confidence for everyone. Yes. Thank you so much. We'll just go ahead with the next question so that we do not miss the essence of today's session. The next one again is a humorous advertisement. I would love to see you all laugh and then answer to the question which is being
So
posed over here.
to see them laughing, we must ask them to switch on the cameras, because this is really humorous one. It will make you smile for sure. We assure you that. So please, if we could just see some of the faces, that would be wonderful.
And in conclusion, ladies and gentlemen, what this organization really needs is a one-on-one approach. Actually, what this organization really needs is repositioning. That means that nation desperately needs is change.
All right. Did you all enjoy the video? So, okay. Motivational talk is something when it comes to, we find it like once you attend a motivational lecture, you start thinking to the end, oh, ab main sab kar lungi. I got the key. But then just after a few days, we are out of track. How many of you feel that this has happened in your event planning and many a time you're just realigning and realigning? Yes, Pranav, yes, you are right. Motivation is like a pulling a truck stuck. Correct. It's very true. Anybody would love to share a moment like this? Please unmute.
Wherein the actual words are taken as it is.
I
I think
think
it
this
happens a lot with me. I take actual words as it is. So
Yeah,
So-
I think even planning and other places where you find a lot of thing happening at the same time. Okay, nothing is coming in the chat. Nagrani ma'am, can you see that?
I don't see anything in the chat. And
Okay, then the video was really not connecting. I feel so.
So it's okay, ma'am. We'll go for the next question then. I think they're not enjoying, so it's fine. Let's go to the next question now.
All
Somebody, yes, it happened with one of my teammates. The Tehseen is answered. Okay, Tehseen.
Okay. Okay, let's move ahead then. The question number 3, we would like VCLF team to answer this first. How did you handle disagreements or conflicts to turn them into opportunities to adapt and collaborate more effectively? I would love to hear from teachers as well in this. Yes, Pranjal?
Yeah, ma'am. So I think since we had like a number of diverse people coming together for VCLF, then the most important thing was that putting forth whatever problems we are facing. Because a lot of times when people don't communicate the problems that they have, it is not easily resolved, then it is kept unresolved and personal grudges start to form. So the most important thing is communication within the team.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I'm very happy, Pranjal, you are just talking around those elements. It's amazing to hear from you all these kind of approach, which is really making us feel that, how the students nowadays are thinking. Yes, Tehseen?
Completely agree with Pranjal, whatever she said, that communication is the key. And another element that I would like to add on was trust, because there are conflicts when you work in a team. But what helps in eradicating those conflicts and disagreements is trust. Once you start trusting your members and their ideas, conflicts ultimately turn into opportunities. For example, we had quite several disagreements during the end of our planning, like the last few weeks. And we used to think, why not let's trust her idea or his idea and let's go for it. So, and it turned out really well. So when we understand each other, trust each other, communicate with each other, these things turn into opportunities quite easily.
Amazing. The kids are amazing. I don't have to add anything over here. I'll move to Nidhi ma'am's response.
Thank you, Aarti ma'am. So basically, what Tessin said was absolutely correct. She and Pranam have had the brunt, they faced the most highest brunt from all of us. So initially, we really knew that we are going to have disagreements and conflicts and all of that. We were prepared. And so we, amongst our team, myself, Shireen and Pritika ma'am, we all had this funda where, we were going to respond to a particular problem, find solutions to it, and not create and react to the problems that we face. So, because we had so many people in the team from various arenas of the school, there were admin people, there were students, there were teachers. We had hired, some professionals from outside to help us promote the event. We had another external group who would take care of social media. Everybody else who came with varied mindsets, and it was so difficult because end of the day we felt overwhelmed कि oh my god, क्या हो रहा है ये किसका सुने क्या सही है क्या गलत है. We had internal disagreements that were happening, and now that's when we realized कि okay, we've got to stop over here because we were feeling super overwhelmed. We had so many emotions. I think Shilpa ma'am has seen us go through all of that, and we realized कि okay, we've got to break them down. So we broke all the committees down into various small tasks. We realized that, okay, these guys are expertise in what they do. We've got to sit with them, listen to them separately. हम लोगों ने teams divide कर लिए, सबकी बातें सुनी. We realized that everybody is actually good at what they do. And why not delegate the task to people who, for what they are good at? We ended up delegating the task. उस बीच में हमें और ideas आने लगे, और delegation होने लगा. And then we realized that we are not the only team participating. We also have Nadrup and ACT. फिर उनके साथ disagreements होने लगे. And then we all sat together, and that's when the solution came out. End of the day, like Tessin said, and I think communication is the key over here. When you sit with open ears, I think that's where, you'll get solutions, and that's where you can turn these conflicts into opportunities, because you listen. And when you listen, I think that's where the conversion happens truly, Aarti.
I think this possibility framework would have come in picture many a time for
Oh,
you.
yes, it did. It did. And unknowingly, I think we've used it completely. I think today that's what we realized. We've used it absolutely well.
Amazing. So how, I just need a thumbs up. How many of us know possibility framework? Do we all know it? It should come with many thumbs up then. अच्छा निधि मैम, would you like to thank us कि हमारे proactive session की वजह से आपका planning बहुत अच्छा हो गया 7?
Yes, I'd actually like to thank you. But before that, I think I'd like to thank everybody who listened to me because I think मैंने श्रीन ने और कृतिका मैम ने सबके बीपी बढ़ाए रखे थे. I think even दीपा मैम और सनीला मैम का बीपी एंड में हमने बढ़ा रखा था. But I think thanks to your possibility framework and all these trainings that we've been through, I think it's helped us calm down.
I'm talking about our session 7 habits.
Yes, yes. Of course, that is always there. So definitely, these sessions have really been helpful, Aarti ma'am, because end of the day, we know how to be constructive, With everything that is going on, we know how to manage tasks now. It's become very
I'm just
easy.
trying to take the limelight, nothing else. Thank you so much. Yes, Deepa ma'am.
And having said that, Ki Nidhi ma'am and Pritika ma'am and the team has kept all of us on high. But let me tell you all that I have actually worked with them, and the way they say it, it really, it doesn't had, we never felt it was like with the anger in it, Nidhi ma'am. So kudos to you and Pritika ma'am. The way you all say it, we don't have to feel that pressure anywhere. That's what I felt. And over to you, Deepa ma'am. Deepa ma'am has
Yes,
raised her
thank
hand.
you.
She wants
I
to
would
say
just
something.
like to, add on what Nidhi ma'am said or just conclude to it that yes, we had many, many disagreements and conflicts and all, but everything went with harmony the day Ayan, one of our student, one of our council member, he just popped it in the conversation and he said, why can't we have Nadrup 2 days? That eased our work so much because when we had Nadrup for 2 days, we had 2 evenings left out only for
I
Katha.
remember that meeting. I remember.
Yes. So I really think that this was a great idea from him that we split it 2 days for Nadrup, and by 5 we tried Nadrup to get over, and then the full evening was left out for Katha and the fun, what day of hard work, what Nidhi ma'am, Pratika ma'am and Shin ma'am have done. So it was a blast that day.
Concluding to this, thank you so much, Deepa ma'am. Concluding to this, problem solving is a path to come to that adaptability that it's not your way, it's not my way. Let's find the better way. So let's go to the next slide. Again, I'm very sure many of you would have seen this scene from Gold movie, and I'll just play for a moment. And I would expect team to please put in their answer in the chat, and if anybody wants to unmute.
ओलंपिक सर पे था, कहने को हमारा टीम बन गया था, लेकिन प्रॉब्लम ये था कि हमारा टीम का बीच में बहुत सारा छोटा टीम बन गया था. पंजाबी के साथ, बॉम्बे वाले के साथ, नॉर्थ इंडियन अलग, ईस्ट इंडियन अलग. हम दोनों को लगा कि हमको इसका कोई ना कोई सॉल्यूशन तो निकालना ही पड़ेगा.
आज नहीं, आज बस एक ही काम करना है. ये ईंटें जो है ना, वहां से उठाकर यहाँ रखनी है बस. ठीक है,
लेकिन ठेले से लेके नहीं आने का है, अपना हाथ का इस्तेमाल करने का है, समझे? चलो.
वापस लेके जाओ. नहीं सर, सर नहीं.
ऐसा करो, यहाँ से लेके वहां तक एक लाइन में खड़े हो जाओ. समझ गए? लाइन फॉर्मेशन.
I hope everyone is understood what it is about, team building activity. अच्छा, इस क्वेश्चन को थोड़ा ट्विस्ट करते हैं. Sorry for that noise. इस क्वेश्चन को ट्विस्ट करते हैं. कितनी बार आपको आइस ब्रेकिंग एक्टिविटी लेनी पड़ी है और टीम बिल्डिंग एक्टिविटी लेनी पड़ी है in any of the planning? Yes, or execution? And how does that impact? Does it really helps? In the classroom, it happens. In a classroom teaching, we are team. Am I right?
Samurja planning, we are teaching them every time. to be in
Try.
the
Yes,
team to
ma'am.
execute their ideas. So how?
Every alternate days, we have to plan on community collaboration and how to work, teamwork, togetherness. Every second day, I have to take this. And
Kalpana ma'am, are you
Samosa with my
writing the
kids.
counts for how many times you are taking that
Actually,
building
ma'am,
session?
I'm the one as Samurja in charge in my wing. So initially I used to do it, but now when we have started doing for our respective classes, so every second or the third day I have to take on this particular thing only, teamwork or collaboration or something or the other, because I have to keep them reminding you people are a team, you have to help each other, you have to work with each other, you have to hold hands of each other, and then you can complete your work, completing the task. So this is a part of my planning on working together and teamwork and collaboration.
Yes, we'll take
5,
one
3,
response of
4,
Prajakta ma'am,
5.
and then we'll move to the next slide. Yes, Prajakta ma'am.
या आई एग्री विथ यू कल्पना मैम. वो जैसे मुझे शाहरुख खान का डायलॉग याद आ रहा है, वो 70 मिनट वाला. वो रोज हमको ना ऐसे उनको जैसे वो फुटबॉल टीम को ऐसे इकट्ठा करके ऐसे जोश लाने वाला ऐसा करना पड़ता है.
Okay, so now this question, can you describe a moment where the team achieved something greater together than what could have been done individually? I especially would like to invite Sanila ma'am here. Sanila ma'am, are you there? Sanila ma'am? Hello? Sunanda ma'am, are you there? All right. Okay. So let's pass this question to the team. You have to describe the moment where you have achieved something together. This is open to the audience also if they feel to answer. Deepa ma'am can answer this question first. Yes, Deepa ma'am.
Ma'am, the question is anything greater than what could have been done individually. I don't think so. Any task, whatever we did, would have been impossible to accomplish, could have been possible to do individual. Nadrup itself is an example of teamwork and the collective brainstorm, we have shared responsibilities with each other, are the minute things that we did, the smallest minute things that we were sharing with each other. Even we were having meetings even for the costumes, like which color, how many children should be in each event or each performance, which type of music should be there.
Correct.
The entry, the exit, then I can say the backstage management. So everything required meetings. And we had that collaborative work. So I don't think so any task is possible on an individual base.
True.
Like what theme we had. So for that theme, we had Kathak dance, Bharatanatyam, Western, then we had drama. So synchronizing all them together is not possible from an individual work.
Here I would like to bring the previous sessions of our, wherein we have learned about mutualism, having a mutual understanding. And in universe also, if you see, everything is interdependent with each other. There's nothing which is functioning in its alone.
Yeah. And the takeaway, one star, which I think Katha, the Nadrup should get, was we tried our level best to picturize with images and acting the 10-year story of our DPS.
Amazing.
Which our students gave the act over there. And that went on really, really very good. So, the full journey, how, with which principal was there, which team of teachers were there, how Varanasi teachers had visited to DPS, then how, what that Sawan Mela, and there and go, and then how that COVID time came, how everybody was collaborated, how online teaching started. So all that story of that 10 years was also portrayed in the Nadrup, where each parent could also connect to it because they have experienced that with the school. So
Correct.
it was nothing individual. It was a
How nice that everything has become live in the form of a booklet. Amazing. Yes. Archana ma'am wanted to say something. Yes, Archana ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. I hope I'm audible.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a very, unique experience. It is about marketing skill only. So we were planning for VCLF. We were planning to call Radio Mirchi, Radio City, to be our media partner. And these people, two representatives, they came, and we all were sitting in principal sir's office. And these people, they came with a quotation which was like too much. It was too much. And then I am not much into all this marketing stuff. So I had no idea. I was just wondering, oh my God, it will be 1.5 lakh too much for becoming media partner. They are quoting such a huge amount. And then, each, principal sir was there, Anandita Mathur ma'am was there, Mukti ma'am, Roli ma'am, Munmun ma'am. And I was sitting and observing. And then these two people, they were like very confident, and they were having the paper and all those quotations. Then each member started saying something, okay, that you will be benefited if you become media partner. You will be your publicity will be there on our creatives. And then everybody started adding something or the other, and those two people, they were, they were confused. And they had they could not imagine that school wale bhi itni अच्छी marketing कर सकते हैं. And together as a team, I watched it so beautifully, and I felt okay. Even I also said that we are a brand, and we do not need any publicity, but because you will get something like this. So they were silent, and they agreed for a very reasonable amount.
I
So
am
that was
very
the wonderful
happy.
part.
I'm very happy, Archana ma'am, that you valued one of the habit of 7 habit of mine, that is principles. You had your own principles and value with which you did not try to move away. And it plays a very important role in such cases.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
one should know that the organization itself is a huge brand. So
Amazing.
when somebody like this is coming, so you can easily, your confidence will let them be quiet, and they will feel obliged to be a part of you.
Totally,
So it is
totally.
very important as a representative to know this.
You have to keep that firm of not changing
Yes,
with
yes.
your principles. Correct.
That was a
You
great
really
learning
showcase
experience
that
for me.
example, ma'am, over here. Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
and when everybody is sitting together and talking, then the weight is more.
I agree. Tessin, I will quickly give you 30 seconds. I'm so sorry. What you want to say?
Yes, I just want to add on to Deepa ma'am's point. I completely agree with her that every individual is important for us to achieve a greater task. Even at Katha, during the management, we were all like a chain of a cycle. Like even if one part of it is missing, the cycle won't work. So
Amazing example.
yeah, so
Bravo.
everyone was equally important. Everyone's inputs were important to achieve something greater, especially Nidhi ma'am, Pritika ma'am, and Shireen ma'am. They were like our torch bearers who were guiding us through everything.
एकदम सही चुनाव हुआ है टीम का, इसमें कोई डाउट ही नहीं है. So I'm skipping the next slide. It's not that humorous, Nagrani ma'am, and yeah, because we have time.
I was on this date the other night.
So we'll move to the assessment directly. All right. So it's not an exam. Feel free. As I in the initial part of the video showed you the geese bird, showing
anchor.
Yeah. Relevant. It is connecting to what you think. It's relevant to it. So similarly, if you feel something with you, any image, any animal or bird or plant, which can signify you the entire elements of synergy, feel free to add that. I'm just gonna put in the chat box that link. Just give me a second.
So what we want is, like we have in our classes, anchor story, wherein we have set up an anchor story and the students go back to it whenever they look at it. So we have an anchor story which will tell us all about, okay, so 1 + 1 = 3. Okay, so something like that. Ma'am is pasting the link. We want everyone to just
wait. I'm pasting the link.
Yes.
Please put it in the Padlet. If you have shared in the chat, I will again request to put it in the Padlet.
So this is the.
Are you able to get the link?
No, we have not got the link yet, ma'am. We are waiting.
All right. I've shared it in the chat. Yes.
Even I have it. Wait, I'll share it. So this is the one.
Can you share? Yes,
done.
See the link?
So in the meantime, we can go to the next slide. By the time they fill up. Yeah.
That's a summary slide, so we'll give them time. I'll just share my Padlet screen. How many responses are turning up? We can see that. Is my Padlet screen is visible, Nagrani ma'am?
Yes, it is visible.
So you can keep this as a mascot also, coming here in your event planning.
So teachers, are you able to type in something there? I'm not getting any response.
Yeah, we are receiving the response now. Wow.
Yes.
This image is beautiful.
It tells us about connecting to the roots. DPS Nashik. Is it what that, I mean, the image signifies, if whoever is just, got this image?
Suranjana ma'am. What is this, Suranjana ma'am? Can you please explain? The word is very new to me.
And we don't want to mispronounce it.
I don't know whether it makes sense over here or not, but I really am very close to this word and I really like it. It is the rustling sound of leaves. Dry.
Oh, wow. How do you pronounce this?
Sithurism.
Oh, Sithurism. थोड़ी इंग्लिश आपके पास बैठकर सीखनी पड़ेगी अभी.
You don't say that. There are so many, very knowledgeable people.
I know.
आरती मैम.
Yes, पूनम मैम.
जी, मैंने यहाँ पे एक ट्री का पिक्चर इंसर्ट किया है. तो ये ट्री मतलब हमारी स्कूल है और ये डीपीएस की स्कूल है और ब्रांचेस और पत्ते जो भी है हमारे टीचर्स, पेरेंट्स, स्टूडेंट्स, ये सब है.
Wow, such a beautiful thought. Please unmute if you want to share something over here. 2 more response we'll take. And then we move to the next slide. All right. Is there anybody who is sharing a response about their anchor? All right. So we'll move to the next slide, towards the concluding slide. Nagrani ma'am, would you like to see her?
Yes, I have seen. I mean, it's visible. You want me to say?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what at the summary it says that the levels of communication, as rightly said by Tehseen, and then it is touched upon by Nidhi ma'am, that the communication is the key. When we have a right communication, right place, and the right words, that adds up to that synergy. So that is what is a win-win situation for all of us. So when we have, so it shows up, it's just a diagram of how it shows. It starts from the low one, or when we don't trust each other, what happens when there is a compromise. Don't have the compromise kind of an attitude. You win, I win, together we win. So that's what it sums up to. I mean, today's session sums up to.
Correct. Which is that position you would like to mark, which goes to 1 + 1 3, and Shilpa ma'am is not wrong. 1 + 1 is more than 2 here. It could be 11, 50. You can go ahead. So what is that point which you feel you achieve synergy? With a low cooperation, we cannot. With a low trust, again, we cannot. It's the point where the cooperation and trust meets together, coincides, and that's the synergy point we meet. All right. So, Ashwini ma'am, we would like to request to share a feedback link.
Ma'am, Ashwini ma'am has already shared the feedback link with me. Yes, I'm going to share it. In the meantime, we can play that.
We are just concluding on this statement. Again, giving credits to Stephen Covey, sir. Synergy is better than my way or your way. It's our way. All right. I have something for you all on this note only. I'm going to play this song. Meanwhile, please fill the feedback form. And since it's the second last session, we are eagerly waiting for your feedback. And we want, after this song, a feedback from our leaders as well. Ma'am, it will take few seconds to play this song.
क्या भरोसा है, आँख धोखा है, क्या भरोसा है, सुनो दोस्तों, शक दोस्ती का दुश्मन है, अपने दिल में इसे घर बनाने ना दो, कल तड़पना पड़े याद में जिनकी, रोक लो बाद में प्यार के चाहे भेजो हजारों सलाम, वो फिर नहीं आते, वो फिर नहीं आते।
All right, thank you so much, Katha team, VCLF team, and entire DPS team for being part of this session called Synergy. And thank you again for your time, patience, and everything. So we hope we meet for the last session with the same synergy and energy. Yes, Nagrani ma'am.
So I would also like to say thank you to each and every one of you to listen to us through all these 6 sessions. And we have just one more. Yes, Pranamya actually wants to say something. Yes, Pranamya, say what you wanted to say. Yes, raise the hand. Pranamya, you want to say something? Okay, what I wanted to say, share the feedback link again. Okay, I'll do that. Yes, ma'am. So we would just like to say thank you. And there's one more session which is going to come up pretty soon, probably next month. And thank you for listening to all of us. And please do give us a feedback. I'm going to share the feedback link again here.
We are waiting for feedback from leaders' end.
Shilpa ma'am is there. Shilpa ma'am.
And anybody who wants to give us feedback, feel free to do so.
Yeah, thank you, Aarti, and thank you, Nagrani. It was a wonderful session. I really enjoyed the videos, I think, and the idea of taking the anchor during team meetings is wonderful.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Yeah, I think throughout the session we were engaged.
Oh,
that was the best part. Loved the idea that you included the students, to this team, because even they will get an idea that how teachers work in collaboration, and they know that teachers expect the same at their end.
All right. Thank you so much, ma'am. You are taking our confidence to the next level by giving your feedback point in time. Thank you so much. And you are again an inspiration and anchor for us many a time.
Thank you.
Yeah, whenever we see at Shilpa ma'am, I mean, if I have to remember something, I only remember as very calm and smiling. I keep telling her, ma'am, whenever I look at you, I actually symbolize that calmness whenever I see at you. So yes. So thank you very much, ma'am.
Shilpa ma'am wants to
giving us a yes. Vrunda ma'am is there, and Pranami also raised a hand again. I'm not sure if maybe we're not able to hear him for some reason.
Those who wants to leave the meeting can please do so.
So Pranamya want to say something, and Vrunda ma'am also wanted to say something. I'm not sure.
Okay, ma'am. I just wanted to share what I heard. So Kanya ma'am had come to Nasik, and after she came back, she couldn't stop praising the Nasik team. She went on and on about how the teachers worked in so much of collaboration. They were so cooperative and they were ready, you know, to back up each other. I was so impressed by those words. So, I mean, there's so much to even learn from the herd experience from the Nasik team.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, ma'am. So Aarti ma'am will call it off now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you so
So
much.
thank you everybody and have a good evening. Bye.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Bye, ma'am.
Bye, bye, bye.
Bye, everyone. Thank you.
Bye,
Thank you
ma'am.
so much.
Thank you,
Bye-bye.
ma'am.